Top tips on how to deal with stress. According to stats released by the American Institute of Stress, about 33% of people report that they are under extreme stress. 77% of people experience a level of stress that affects their physical health. And finally, 73% of people have stress that affects their mental health. It's important to learn how to deal with stress before it grows into something severe and beyond control. In this video, we are breaking down some of the best tips to help you handle stress. Make sure you watch the video to the very end, as we've saved the best tip for last. Tip 1. No caffeine, alcohol, or nicotine. If you're going to deal with stress, you're going to have to cut down intake of some substances to little or even none at all. Consumption of nicotine and drinks that have caffeine or alcohol have to be kept at a bare minimum. Caffeine and nicotine are stimulants. Therefore, instead of reducing your stress level, they will increase it. As far as alcohol goes, taking it in large quantities turns it into a depressant, but in smaller quantities, it's more of a stimulant like caffeine and nicotine. So taking alcohol, whether in large or small quantities, will not help you handle stress in any way. In place of caffeinated drinks and alcohol, you can always use water, herbal teas, or diluted natural fruit juices. The objective here is to keep your body hydrated, but not stimulated. Additionally, you should also consider reducing the amount of refined sugar you take. You would usually find them in most manufactured foods, and they cause energy crashes that can cause you to start feeling tired or irritable. In summary, this tip is directed at making sure your diet is clean, healthy, and balanced. Tip 2. Physical activity. Whenever your body's put under a stressful situation, it increases the level of stress hormones produced like adrenaline and cortisol in the body. These hormones are what we call fight or flight hormones. Evolution has hardwired these hormones into the human brain, and they're desired to protect the body from any immediate harm when under threat. However, in this age, it is less common to relieve stress by fight or flight response. So getting involved in physical exercise can function as a substitute to metabolize the excessive stress hormones and restore the body and mind to a more relaxed condition. It is important that you try to create time for some physical activity within your daily routine as regularly as you can. This is a good habit to pick up that will also help you improve the quality of your sleep, which leads us on to our next tip. Tip 3. Sleep more. The most common and significant cause of stress is usually bad sleep. However, you should also know that stress also plays a part in interrupting our sleep because thoughts keep running through our minds. This disrupts the normal flow of the body, therefore not allowing you to relax enough to fall asleep. Instead of relying on any form of medication, the goal should be to maximize your relaxation time and quality before eventually going to sleep. Ensure that your bedroom is cool, calm, and quiet, with everything that causes you stress kept far away. Also, avoiding engaging in any mentally demanding work a few hours before going to bed so that your brain gets enough time to calm down before you get in bed. You could also consider taking a warm bath or reading a calming and undemanding book for a few minutes to relax your body. It can help you tire your eyes out and forget the things that make you stressed or worried. If you can, try as much as possible to go to bed at about the same time every day. This way your mind and body are used to something more predictable as a bedtime routine. Tip 4. Other techniques for relaxation. One way to deal with stress is try relaxing with a stress reduction technique every day. There are a number of different ways to reduce stress that have been tried and tested. All you have to do is find some and see if it works for you or not. One example is to try self-hypnosis, which is pretty easy and it can be done anywhere. Whether you're at home, at your desk, or even your car, you can perform self-hypnosis. A simple technique is to focus on a word or phrase that has a positive meaning to you. Words like calm, love, and peace can work in such situations. Or you can come up with a mantra that can help you build your personal confidence or affirmation. When you pick the word or phrase, focus on it. Chances are that your mind might wander for a few minutes and some intrusive thoughts might start creeping in. Just disregard them and return your thoughts to the word or phrase that you have chosen. Note that it might be a little difficult to relax on your first 2 or 3 tries. Relaxation is learned, just like a skill, and like skills, it is improved with practice. Tip 5. A stress diary. This is one tip you have most likely never heard of. However, keeping a stress diary for some weeks is one way to manage stress that works effectively. This journal will help you know and understand the situations and conditions that cause you the most stress. Take note of specific dates, times, and places where you experienced this stressful episode. The details must get down to the activity you were involved in, who you were with, and how you felt both physically and emotionally. Also, you can give each of the episodes a stress rating on a scale of your choice, and after some time, you can use this diary to better understand the things that trigger you. You can now avoid stressful situations and develop better mechanisms for dealing with them. Tip 6. Be in control. Most people get emotionally stressed whenever they're faced with a problem that seems unsolvable. First of all, there are no unsolvable problems. You just need to learn how to find the solutions to your problems. Finding the solutions helps you to have more control over the situation, which in turn lowers the stress level. A good place to start would be to write down your problem and start coming up with all the many possible solutions that you can. Decide on the up and downsides of each of your suggested solutions and select the best one. Write down each of these steps that will lead to the solution, and what you'll do, how you'll do it, and when you'll do it. Details are extremely important in this case, as seeing them written down will give you a better perspective of the problem and how it can be solved. Tip 7. Time management. That to-do list that is supposed to help us keep our activities in check and more organized can sometimes overburden us and become a source of stress. It is extremely important that you tell yourself that you cannot do everything at once. Prioritize things and take it one step at a time. First, make a list of all the things that you need to do and list them in order of importance to you. Take note of the tasks that have to be done by you and the ones you can delegate to others. Take note of the things that need to be done immediately, some for the next day, next week, next month, or whenever you have time. This style of writing and editing can turn an enormous and unachievable list of tasks into a series of smaller and manageable tasks spread out over a longer period. You'll also have some tasks removed from your list since you have delegated them. It is also important that you add buffer times in your plan to deal with emergency tasks, and also find time for the much-needed relaxation and well-being. Tip 8. Don't be a yes guy. Still a continuation of all the activities you task yourself with. A common cause of stress is having too much to do and not having enough time to do it. Even worse, some people don't know how to say no and continue to take on more responsibilities than they already have. It is important that you learn to say no to any unimportant or unnecessary requests that increase your stress levels. Learning to say no will also help you develop more self-confidence. Some people don't want to say no because they always want to help, or try to be nice, or be likable and liked. For some, they have a fear of conflicts or missing opportunities. Whatever the case is with you, always keep in mind that these barriers are always self-created. It's okay to feel reluctant to respond with a straight no, at least the first few times you try. You can start by having pre-planned phrases to let these requests down more gently. Tip 9. Talk to people. Talking to someone can work in two ways. You would either get distracted from these stressful thoughts, or just unburden yourself from some of the built-up tension by talking about it. When you have built-up stress, it can cloud your judgment and prevent you from having a clear view of things. Find a close friend and talk things through. If you have the money, you can as well find a professional therapist that can help you find solutions to your stress and put the problems in better perspective. Tip 10. Take breaks. By the time you've followed all the tips we've given so far, the final thing to check is that you are taking personal breaks. When making plans for your goals and monthly schedules, also create time to keep your mind off any of the stress triggers for a decent time period. For people who are goal and result-oriented, this might be a little challenging to start and even get used to. However, you'll thank yourself months later for creating time for breaks from the stressful lifestyle. Adding this to your routine also gives your mind a happy moment to look forward to, thereby helping you work more efficiently. During your breaks, ensure that you occupy yourself with enough relaxing activities, from meditation to yoga, and most importantly, spending time in nature. You can also use this time to explore some of your creative side. Take some time to try out some new hobbies that can also help you relax. Whether it's an art project, reading, writing, or even knitting, Find any relaxing hobby that can help you feel more self-confident. Comment down below your thoughts, give this a like, share with your friends, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to keep you updated for more interesting facts, tips, and ideas from SmartVille.